wars against the black church lies.
Walking tall with the lion's pride. Truth is the armor can't run, can't hide. Words like fire burning lies away. No chains can hold when the righteous stay. K. Judah stands, a destroyer of lies. False doctrine crumbles, no disguise. With wisdom sharp, cutting through the night. K. Judah rises, a warrior in a fight. They preach in shadows, their tongues deceive. K brings the light for those who believe. Roots run deep in the soil of truth, shaking the ground, proof after proof. No fear, no retreat, the battle is near. One voice, one heart, the mission is clear. K. Judah stands, a destroyer of lies. False doctrine crumbles, no disguise. With wisdom sharp, cutting through the night. K. Judah rises, a warrior in the fight. K. Judah stands, a destroyer of lies. False doctrine crumbles, no disguise. With wisdom sharp, cutting through the night. K. Judah rises, a warrior in the fight. The storm may rage, but the roots hold strong. The rhythm of truth is an unbroken song. Through valleys low, through mountains high, K. Judah marches, no compromise.
Big salute, family. This your brother K. Judah, who will continue to roar against Christianity, the lies, the manipulation, the deception. It's too much evidence, as you see the title. It is too much evidence to still believe in lies. It is too much evidence to still believe in lies. I want to say shalom to the CUC family, giving all praise to the Most High Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach, first and foremost. Big salute to my beloved CUC family. Big salute to my brother Shar Sham. Big salute to the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology family and all my beloved brothers and sisters that's in the chat and that will come later. When I think about the deception and the manipulation and programming that they have done upon our people for over 400-500 years. Not only did they give us watered down doctrine, they also gave us watered down preachers. See, they had to use preachers that looked like us so we wouldn't recognize the deception. You can't use somebody that have mistreated us to also deceive us, which even though they put the black preachers in place, the one who was holding the strings up in the air behind the black preacher was still the white man. So black preachers are told what they can teach and what they can't teach. And one of the main things they cannot teach is your identity. They cannot let you know your identity. Now, everything, of course, is not the white man's fault because these black preachers have a brain and they can make the decision to either do right or either do wrong. So let's say, friends, they say, Yah called me to preach. The first thing I'm looking for, if Yah called you to preach, you should speak the oracles of Yah. If Yah called you to preach, you should know to go to the lost sheep first, to get his people right first. Then we spread this gospel to the world. That is not what's going on, family. Black preachers don't care nothing about their identity or your identity. They say they preaching the gospel, but when Yahshua brought the gospel to the children of Israel, who did he go to first to bring this gospel? He got his people right first. And as many as them that believe, they became the sons and daughters of Elohim. So you got to get your people right first. Self-preservation is everything. You don't go to the world while your people still sick. You get your people right first. You clean your people up first. The Bible is the medicine. Why are our people not healed? The Bible can change lives. Why are we still deceived? The Bible can set you free. Why are we still delusional? I'm just asking. When it comes to the color of the Messiah, it doesn't matter to black people. When it comes to the color of Jesus, it matters to the world. What do I mean? You can't tell white people about Jesus because they love their Jesus. They want him to be a white man. All nations paint Jesus to look like them. But our people say they can care less what he looked like. It don't matter. It's all about the gospel. So let me ask a good question before I get started. When Yahshua cracked the skies, why was everybody crying and mourning? I'll wait for the Christian church. If you know he's white, or you know he's Middle Eastern, and you know that that man is coming back, what are you crying for? You know he coming, right? And you know he's a white man. So what are you crying? Are you crying because he actually came? Or are you crying because he looked like what you did not expect? That's why y'all will be crying. You're not crying because Jesus coming back. Y'all gonna be crying because he is not what you expected. You are crying because the Negroes was right. Jesus is a black man. And not black in color. When I say black, I'm making a statement. A statement in color, not his actually skin color. Nobody's black. I'm making a statement. He will be a black man with woolly hair, whether that's locks or afro. Now, I've read locks in the Bible in Songs of Solomon. Some people might say afro. I actually read locks. I'm just going by what I can read. But I know without a shadow of a doubt, when the skies open and the heavens is rolled back as a scroll, Yahshua would look just like y'all, family. Your brother, your king, is coming back looking just like you. I'm talking about all of our tribes that are scattered to the four corners. Christ is not coming back looking like an Hispanic. He's not coming back looking like a Mexican, and he won't be coming back looking like a Native American. All the tribes of Israel are a Negroid people. Every last one of the tribes, whether that's the 10 tribes in Africa or Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that were scattered to the four corners of the earth. We all still a Negroid people. The Most High have preserved the seed. We just come in different shades of ruddy. From light skin ruddy all the way to dark skin ruddy. It's still ruddy. Let's deal with this though. Let me open up my window. I know sometimes I go live early, but the people, they'll be able to catch it when they can though. Now, I want to deal with this video first. Now, I salute this brother for saying what he's saying, but why you won't just tell your audience they Israel? See, that's what I mean. Just tell all the truth, brother. Don't tell some of it. Just tell your congregation, you are the people of this book. Please just tell the truth, man. Y'all are going to save yourselves. You keep lying, you're condemning yourself. You really are. Stop the lies, man. It's not going to benefit you in the end. He say all liars should have their part in the lake. All liars, man. He didn't specify the lie. He just called all liars. So what are y'all lying about? You're lying about the truth of the scriptures. But then just because you confess Jesus' name don't mean you're going to be saved. Even the demons confess his name. Are they going to be saved? No. But they confess his name, though. They call him the Son of God. Same thing y'all do. Y'all call him the Son of God. Y'all say that he's the way, the truth, and the life. But it's not in truth. It's just lip service. So tell the truth. Listen to this preacher. And before I play him real quick, hold on. I got a video that I got to move up for y'all. Let me get my video. Here you go. Let me move it up. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Let me move this up so when I get ready to play it, it'll be right here for y'all. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me open up my window. I want y'all to hear this, man. The brother was doing good, but just tell all the truth, good brother. Just tell all the truth. Listen to this, y'all.
You don't have to hold your head down. I got a lot of my friends, they're black Hebrew Israelites and so many others that are now, and it is growing because it appeals to who they are ethnically. And so they suggest that when they look at the faith and our Sunday school literature, come on, think about it. We grew up, all the Sunday school books had white characters. And so ethnically, there was no sense of identification. If you watch the story of Moses, Moses was played by Charleston Heston. Cleopatra played by Elizabeth Taylor. Y'all got the brakes on me around here. And so when you're watching all these images, it seems that when you see us, we out in the woods with no tangible contribution. But what I'm trying to share with you, but from the very beginning of our faith, not just the beginning of our faith, but the very beginning of scripture, you cannot put us out the equation. Are y'all listening to me here? Matter of fact, if you want to talk about the Bible being a white man's book, the very first country mentioned in the Bible is not Rome or Pamphylia or Ephesus or Galatia or Canada or New York, not even Jerusalem. But Genesis chapter 2, verse 13 describes the location of the Garden of Eden. Talks about the Havilah, the blue and the white Nile, and talks about it encompassed the land that goes out through, here's the word, Ethiopia. The first country you ever see in the Bible. Y'all acting funny toward me here tonight. It's in Genesis 2:13. The first country you ever see mentioned in the Bible is an African country.
Who's coming in the driveway?
Genesis 10, the repopulation of the earth. Shem, Ham, Japheth. Huh? Mizraim, Cush, Canaan. Huh? All African countries. Jesus at the age of 2 years of age, and Herod the king wants to kill him, according to Matthew chapter 2. Verse 11 and 12 said that wise men brought him gifts of gold, frankincense, and I'm in the book. Opened their treasures and brought him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And then the angel told them to don't go back to the east, the way of Herod, because Herod's going to try to seek the young child's life to destroy it. Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus arise, and they go and they hide in Egypt. Y'all got the brakes on me here. Baby Jesus spent time as a fugitive. And I'm so glad Egypt didn't have no wall built up. I'm so glad they didn't have Egyptian border patrol to take him from his mama and put him in a cage. He found asylum and safety in Egypt while the governmental leader was trying to kill him. If you got saltine colored skin and blonde hair, the last place you're going to hide is in Egypt. Dewey Smith, why are you saying that? I'm saying all this because you need to be proud that God, the scriptures, didn't leave us out of the Christological or biblical conversation.
Come on, brother. No, brother. Tell them who they are. Y'all see what I mean? Just tell them, man. What do you mean? He didn't leave us out. Just tell your congregation. This is frustrating, family. Just tell them, brother. You got friends that are Hebrew Israelites, and you still not telling your congregation who they are? You talking about he didn't leave us out of the scriptures, brother. We are part of the scriptures with our King and our Father in heaven, brother. Just tell the congregation the truth. You're right there. Just tell them, brother. Y'all see what I mean? How these preachers, they'll tell them a little bit, but they do not go to the finish line. They just do not go to the finish line, man. Of course he didn't leave us out the scriptures, brother. All this about how Christ hid in Egypt, he not no white man. Brother, tell your congregation the truth, man. You're going to be held accountable.
We've been a part of it from the beginning. We just can't let them keep telling our stories for us. All right, listen to me here. And Daniel said, when I saw Jesus, I looked at him. Got a good look at him. When I looked at him, I saw he had hair like wool. Had eyes like flames of fire. And his feet looked like polished brass. Have you seen any vanilla looking brass?
Come on, brother. You right there, Ak. You right there, brother. And you still did not tell them that Yahshua and them, they are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Yahshua's blood is running through the congregation. See, they'll tell you about, oh, he hid in Africa and countries in Africa are named and black people are in the Bible, but they would never tell you, you are the people that the Bible is talking about. They always beat around the bush, as Sister Eve said. They so afraid and scared to lose money. I'm not saying him, because I don't know if he have a big mega church, but these preachers are so afraid to lose money that they would rather continue to tell lies. And whatever the judgment may be at the end, they willing to take it. Listen to what I just said. These preachers are so afraid of man. They are so afraid to lose money and popularity that they will continue to lie. And whatever is going to happen with them at the judgment seat, they willing to take it, family, whether that's the lake of fire, because I don't put nobody in hell. But I know what the scriptures say. He say all liars shall have their part. All liars, fornicators, all liars, adulterers and adulteress, murderers, all liars shall have their part. So you mean to tell me you are willing to take that chance to where you're going to continue to lie to y'all's people, and whatever happened in the end with your life, it doesn't matter to you? You're willing to go that far to lie, get old, die, and you don't know what's going to happen when you wake up? You willing to take that chance? At least if you know you're living by Yah's standard and the standard of Yahshua, the law, statutes, and commandments, and loving Yah first, loving your neighbor as yourself, having faith in Yahshua, at least you know when you do die, you got a good chance at the finish line. But boy, that is scary, to die and don't know what's going to happen when you open your eyes. You willing to take that chance? Tell y'all church the truth, man. I would rather lose everything by telling the truth than gain the world and go to hell. Ain't nothing for me in hell but a lot of screaming and gnashing of teeth. So why would I want to go to hell when there's nothing for me in hell? My people have been living in hell on earth. So why would I want to go to hell, the actual place, and burn forever when we already didn't experience what hell figure like on earth. I'm talking about the way we have been treated. Now, we might not be being burned with, well, hold on. Whoa, KJ. They did burn a lot of our ancestors at the stake. When they brought our ancestors over here, they was doing a lot of burning of their bodies. Matter of fact, they was eating their bodies. Go read the book called The Delectables. How they used to eat our ancestors, chew on their bodies, cut the body and skin them. They used to eat them. So all these preachers have to do, if they really love Yah the way they say they do, they gonna tell the truth. Because when you love Yah and Yah has called you, you can't lie. You gonna speak the truth because you are chosen by Yah. Now, if you just went to school and somebody put you into position and Yah didn't really call you, then you just was put in position, but you're not really called. Or you are not really chosen. Anybody can say they called. Anybody can say they chosen. We're going to know you by the fruit that you bear. And a lot of you preachers are liars. There's no truth in you. So how you called by Yah and chosen by Yah when there's no truth in you? Satan have children too, family. Just as well as Yah and Yahshua have children. Let me go to the next video. Let's go to the next video. Now, I'm not roaring against Christianity because I don't love black people. I'm roaring against Christianity because it have deceived black people. What is the difference between the black Christianity and the white Christianity? You can't tell the difference. They both got the same God. And a lot of time it's the same doctrine. A lot of white preachers trying to sound like the black preachers. Now the black church is starting to do their music like the white churches. That's one thing about us. We're going to have that zeal. We're going to scream and shout, family. Y'all know the problem? It ain't according to knowledge. So what are the preachers doing in the churches if they not feeding the sheep? If you ain't feeding the sheep, what are you doing? They just having entertainment. It's a good time. It's a good time. That's one thing I can tell you about Christianity. You're going to have some fun when you go to church. You're going to see a lot of things. You're going to feel good. You're going to have some fun. But you're going to leave out of there the way you came in, with no knowledge. Thank you, Sister Eve. The Delectable Negro. That's what it's called. Read that book, y'all. The Delectable Negro. It's a book. And they was eating our ancestors. So they did burn them. So why would I want to go to hell and be burned? I don't want to experience that. Check this out, though. Here we go. Now, I want y'all to see that you cannot trust Caucasian people when it comes to the Bible, or when it comes to Christianity, or when it comes to anything that come out of their mouth. It cannot be trusted, family. I don't care how it sounds, the smile on their face. Oh, Jesus is the way, brother. I don't care about none of that. Let me show you that they know what they be doing and what they be saying. Check this out, family. See, because we waking up, they trying to switch Jesus now. Let me say that again. Because we waking up, they are trying to switch Jesus now to a more Middle Eastern look. Why? Because they know the world know that C.J. Borgel was a real man. We did the research. Our elders didn't taught us right. So now they are trying to move away from white Jesus and say, man, we got to do something different. They all know he's not white. We need to give them a Middle Eastern Jesus with a skin tone that's kind of brown. And we can just say he was olive color. But I'm going to show you olives. Check this out, family. This stuff is hilarious, man. Just whew, terrible. Check this out, my beloved family. Listen to this man. This is just ridiculous. Listen to him. I really don't like showing these people, but I got to do it for edification purposes because they irritate me. They just be saying stupid stuff. Listen.
You view Jesus. What is your view of Jesus?
Oh,
when you close your eyes and think about Jesus, when you pray to Jesus, what are you envisioning? What do you see? Well, for most Christians in America today, they see someone that looks a lot like this. I went to Catholic schools my whole life. And in our school, every single classroom had this picture. And most of the grandmothers that I would go and visit, they all had this picture of Jesus or something similar to it up in their house. And maybe you did too. I think most Christians in America today, when they think about Jesus, they think about someone that looked like that. But this guy never existed. This guy is a hoax. This is fake news.
Y'all see what I mean? It seemed like he going the right direction, right? This man is so brainwashed. This man said this man never existed. This man was a real man, family. His name was Caesar Borgia, son of Pope Alexander VI. They even made a TV show on HBO called The Borgia Family. Hollywood knew what they was doing. They had to get in front of the Hebrew Israelites. Why did they have to get in front of us? Because we was telling the world that this man is a real man whose name was Caesar Borgia. Hollywood tried to make a TV show. Y'all know how they try to play good cop, bad cop. They made it look like they got in front of it and they was the ones they exposed and told the truth because they've been lying so long. So what they did is make a TV show to get in front of the Hebrew Israelite, exposing Caesar Borgia as a real figure of history. This man just say this man never existed. He don't know what he talking about. This man did exist. His father was Pope Alexander VI of Rome. Man, what are you talking about? The man had a sister named Lucretia Borgia. He tried to sleep with his own sister. He tried to murder her husband to sleep with her. This man poisoned people. He was a real figure in history.
I think this Jesus scholars in all the world and some of the world's smartest anthropologists got together to envision what Jesus really looked like. And those great
Y'all ready for this? Watch this.
minds came up with this.
Whew. Boy, when you talk about delusion, when you talk about foolishness, this man then went from a white man saying that he was a hoax and then showed us this. A barbarian from the Germanic tribes of Europe. This man looked like he come from the Caucasus. Listen to this man, man.
This is what Jesus looked like. When you close your eyes to pray to Jesus, is this what you see?
Man, no.
I think most Christians in America today, they don't see that. If they saw someone like this is the guy that they don't want to sit next to on an airplane. This is the guy most Christians in America don't want moving into their neighborhood.
This is why I don't listen to Caucasian people, family. This is why I don't listen to Caucasian people, family. When I tell you, as soon as they mention the Bible, I get irritated. Why, KJ? Because they are foolish. They have no understanding, family. And the ones that are starting to gain understanding, who y'all think they've been listening to? The Hebrew Israelites. And they are bringing that understanding to their people, which I salute. But when it comes to you trying to talk to me about my Elohim, about my King Yahshua, I don't listen to you. You have no understanding. you gonna say that he wasn't white, but then put this picture up of a Caucasus, barbaric, dramatic looking man that looked like he come from Europe or the Celts or the Caspian Sea or the Black Sea. The man looked like he come from the Scythians. What is this, man? Look at this man's hair. The Bible said Yahshua had woolly hair. Looked like he was burnt in a furnace. Look at this guy. Do this guy look like he was burnt in a furnace? This man is a Palestinian. Then they trying to move away from the white image and say, look, he had skin that was brown. He was olive color.
And this is the guy that many of them want to ban from entering our country. This is Jesus.
Woo, man.
I believe that if we, when we were young children, if we in our Sunday school classes and our little children's Bibles, if we saw this picture, our world would be very different today. We would be much more loving. We would be much more compassionate. We would be much more accepting.
They looking at the image right now and they still not more loving and compassionate. This ain't the first time this image then been brought up, family. They been brought this image out. They been lied and said we found the real Jesus, and they showed this picture right here, and the world is still in chaos. Because now they have made white people mad. You know why? Because they have removed the white image, and now they then gave this image. And then after this image, they gave another Palestinian looking image. And after that image, they even made a TV show with a Palestinian looking Jesus. The man looked like he was from Dubai. So they know what they doing, family. Hollywood is keeping a close eye on the Hebrew Israelites. Why, KJ? Because they always have to get in front of it, family. That's why they made a TV show of a Palestinian looking Jesus, because they know they moving away from white Jesus because we have exposed it. Our brothers, our sisters, the Israelites, we have exposed that C.J. Borgia was a real figure in history that they have tried to hide, family. He was painted during the Renaissance era. That's another thing that people keep acting like Black Americans, we are so stupid and dumb that we don't have knowledge to understand that we knew that our ancestors ruled all of Europe. I got a big old book right now called Russian Icons. We read books. We know that our ancestors dwelt in Europe during the Dark Ages, and actually they are royalty. I got something else good for y'all. When y'all get time, look at the symbols on the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, and all these different cars. Then I want you to go back and get books like Russian Icon, 100 Facts About the Negro, and there's many other books. Look at the symbols of the Negroes and look at the Ferrari symbols and Lamborghini symbols on the car. Where y'all think they got it from? They got those symbols from the royalty of the black people that was dwelling in Europe. With two of the Negroes boys standing on each side, that Lamborghini symbol look like two dragons standing on each side. Man, they got all that stuff from Europe, family, when our ancestors was ruling during the Dark Ages. They get everything from us. I was telling somebody, and I'm going to get back to the video. I was telling somebody, I'm from Houston, Texas, right? Down here, we ride slabs. A slab is a car that got TVs in the headrest, and you got a TV screen in the front, right? Did y'all know that cars did not start putting TVs in the headrest and screens in the car until black people started to do it? Did y'all know that? There was no screens in the headrest when you bought no Navigator, no Escalade, no Suburban. They never had screens in the headrest. They do now, though. Where y'all think they got it from? Watching Negroes. Where y'all think they got navigation screens from? Watching Negroes. We've been putting screens in our car, man, and you can hook up the navigation system. They got it from Negroes, y'all. They wasn't putting no screens in no car. TVs for kids to watch. Show me a car that had TVs in it back in the day. You won't find it, family, because we are the trendsetters. Not every car that you buy that's a limited edition car, whatever that car may be, meaning if you get the premium version of an Escalade, meaning the top-notch Escalade, guess what it's going to come with? Screens in the headrest. TVs on every back headrest in the truck. It was never like that, family. We are the trendsetters. What we do, that what moves society. We move Hollywood. We move the car industry. We move everything, the fashion industry, the music industry. It's us, family. When we move, everybody move. And that's the facts. Go look at cars in Houston, Texas, man. They've been doing what nobody else was doing. And then now all of a sudden, when you look at dealerships, they got TVs in the headrest and a big old screen in the front of the car. Now they started to make the screens 12 inches. They wasn't doing that at first. But down here in Houston, Texas, they've been riding with them screens like that. Big old screen head in the front of the car, and you got the TVs in the headrest, or you got the TVs hanging from the ceiling, and they can fold up and down. My partner's been doing it, man. Been doing that. So this is nothing new to us. We are the trendsetters, family. So now that we have exposed CJ Boy Jail, because what we say go, now the whole world is looking like, I need to go research this. Now they didn't find out that CJ Boy Jail was a real man. So Hollywood say, hold up, man, we got to do something. These Negroes didn't found out. Now they gave a Palestinian Jesus and a TV show. We didn't fall for it, family. And majority of the world didn't fall for that because white people want their white Jesus. They don't want a Palestinian Jesus. They don't want a Middle Eastern Jesus. They want that white man. And if they can't have that white man, white people would rather leave Christianity than worship anything other than a white Jesus. If he's not white, it's not right.
We would be much more inclusive. Because when we saw the guy on the airplane speaking Arabic, we would say, oh, this is like my Savior, a dark-skinned person who spoke Aramaic. Jesus was poor. He was a refugee. There wasn't plumbing back then. There wasn't deodorant and toothpaste and mouthwash. Jesus smelled. He was poor.
I'm done. Y'all heard it for yourself. Y'all see why I don't listen to them? He said Jesus smell. And y'all know that we are a clean people. Yahshua never smell. Let me ask y'all a question. I love to ask questions, man, because it get our people to think. Why did they fight over Yahshua's clothes? When they say, and man, how did scripture go when they say, oh, and they parted his garments among them? Why? Because what he had on was of great value. That's why they parted the garments among themselves. Yeah, well, they fighting over clothes now. Yahshua, because we are his people, we are a very clean people. We don't even like people touching us when we just put our clothes on because we don't want to be wrinkled. Even before the children of Israel can come to the mountain, Yahshua told Moses to tell them, man, tell them to wash themselves before they come before me. They need to be clean. Don't come before me dirty. But this man said that Christ smelled. Do you hear this? This is the foolishness and stupidity that I'm talking about when it comes to these white Christians. Yahshua never smelled, family. He don't play that. Black people don't play that. We know how to bathe with a towel. We don't just put soap on our body and say zestfully clean. No, it's zestfully dirty. But this is the type of stuff that the world get to hear. And guess what? This video have hundreds of thousands of views. Guess why? Because he's a white man. But if a black person would have said that this man smell, the whole world would be in an uproar. Oh my God, I can't believe this man too much. But he can say it though. Even though we know this is not Yahshua HaMashiach at all. This man looked like a Palestinian, man. And even the Palestinians, you don't belong in the land neither. You just was there before the Jewish people came. And they took the land from you. But it don't belong to you, and it don't belong to the Jewish people.
He was homeless. That's who Jesus is. I believe that if we can see this when we pray to Jesus, it will not only inform us about who he was, it will transform us. It will transform our world. Now, if you got here early and you happen to look at the back cover of your bulletin, you know that it talked about a poster.
All right, that's enough. You just sound foolish. You just saying anything now. You sound ridiculous, bro. Now, it ain't just white people that's battling this thing, right? Of what Christ look like, what he don't look like. It's not just them. You know, our people got a problem too, right? So let me show y'all this. Our people got a problem, y'all. They get offended. Let me show you what this brother right here said. Now, this is a brother. Now, I ain't gonna say nothing negative about the brother because he's still our brother. He just misinformed. This brother about to lie and say the Bible never say what color Christ is. Boy, I tell you, this is ridiculous, man. Listen to this. This is Christianity, though, fam.
I'm Kyle Spears. What color was Jesus? If you travel the world and talk to different Christians, you're probably going to get very different answers. And for some Christians, Jesus' skin color doesn't matter at all. And for others, Jesus' skin color is one of the most important things about him. Regardless of whether or not you care about this question, it's important to recognize how it's affected society. For example, some people have claimed that Jesus is white in order to advance their ideas about slavery and racism. On the other hand, there's a group called the Hebrew Israelites that believe that Jesus was black, but they also believe that Jesus came to earth only to save people of black descent. Well, I've been researching this question for over 2 years, and there's a few things I'd like you to consider. There are no passages in the entire Bible that specifically say what color Jesus' skin was.
There y'all go. There y'all go. Watch this. Whoo! Help us, Father. Help us. Help us, Father. Oh, I tell you, man. Hold on, family. Oh, let's go to Daniel chapter 10 and verse 6, man. This man said there's no scriptures that talks about Christ's skin color. I want y'all to listen to this. Y'all notice that nobody is pulling out any scriptures. They just talking. And what can talking get you? Nowhere, fam. Because most people want to see you actually prove what you're saying. Most people don't want to hear you talk to them. They're going to say, brother, you haven't pulled one scripture out of the Bible. You're just talking, brother. Can you read what you're saying? And they're not going to go read it because he don't know what he's talking about. I'm about to prove it to you right now. The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 6. This is Daniel chapter 10 and verse 6. And I'll pick it up at verse 5. He said, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins was girded with a fine gold of Uphaz. His body was also like the beryl, which is green, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire. Here you go, y'all. And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. This dude just lied and say his skin color. What y'all think polished brass is? It's a derivative of brown. But y'all remember Christ say, or John the Revelator say, when he looked down at Christ's feet, he said his feet looked like they was burnt in a furnace. Now everybody want to play these little games when we mention the word furnace. But it wasn't words that John was going to use like his feet was so black. He didn't say that. He looked down and say his feet looked like they was burnt in a furnace. They was in color to polished brass, but they look like they was burnt in a furnace. What y'all think he is naming what the feet look like? The color of the feet, brother, which looked like they was burnt in a furnace, meaning the feet was so dark, brother. But then in Daniel chapter 10, verse 6, he said his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. Even when you go to the book of Ezekiel, it say the angels sparkled like color brass. It don't have to use the word black for you. All we got to do is go look at what brass look like. What do putting something in the furnace look like? You throw anything in the furnace, it's going to be crispy. Dog. We talking dog. Wesley Snipes dog. But there's no scriptures to mention it, right? So the scriptures go so far to mention the texture of his hair, which is woolly, but not the skin color. But he wants us to know he had woolly hair and his feet look like they was burnt in a furnace. Why did he even want John to write that down? You know why? Because Yahshua knew that a time would come when they would open up the book of our law and they was going to paint their images in our scriptures. And that's exactly what happened. Because Jesus is white. The angels are white. The Most High is white. Everybody white. White angels cake. Chocolate devil's cake. Y'all see what I mean? Everything that is associated with black is evil. And everything that is associated with white is angelic. But this man would get on a video that he had to study for 2 years. It took you 2 years to study this, bro. And all you got to do is go to Daniel 10:6 and Revelations 1:14 and 15. You had to study this for 2 years to get the answer that is right there in front of you. Simplistic answers, brother. It took you 2 years to figure this out. Stop it, man. Stop, bro. Just stop.
And there's only a few passages that describe his appearance at all. One of those is a prophecy in Isaiah chapter 53, verse 2. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. This passage simply states that he was ordinary. There was nothing special about his appearance.
What that got to do with his color, though, bruh? All that means is that he didn't come looking like a Morris chestnut. That's why it said it was a root grew out of a dry ground. He had no form of comeliness. He didn't come looking all good so the women can desire him or lust over him. He didn't come like that. He came as a regular looking man. So people will be more in tune with the knowledge and edification that he bringing instead of looking at his looks or design him another way. That don't got nothing to do with his appearance. It's just telling you he came looking like a regular man. But what color was that regular man? Yeah, that's what you don't want to deal with, brother. Y'all are manipulators of truth. Manipulators of truth.
Parents. Now there is one passage in Revelation chapter 1 that describes Jesus' heavenly form after he raised from the dead. And here's what it says. The hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like blazing fire. His feet were like bronze, glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of rushing waters. This passage is in the book of Revelation, which is full of symbolic imagery which conveys spiritual truths. The point of this passage is to show how magnificent and glorious his heavenly nature is.
Y'all see what he did? He said it was symbolic, but John actually looking at Yahshua, actually looking at him, but he said it was symbolic. John actually see his feet, but he said it's symbolic. It was showing his heavenly nature, but that heavenly nature was that same nature that came out the tomb. And that same individual that came out the tomb is the same individual that went in the tomb. And when he told them, touch me, handle me, it was the same Yahshua that came out the tomb. The same Yahshua who said, I was made like my brethren. And that same body came out the grave. So what color was that man that came out the grave? What color was that man when he told his brethren, touch me, handle me? What color was that man that ascended to heaven and they saw him being taken up? That's that same one that John the Revelator saw. He's coming back in like manner. What are you talking about, brother? Y'all always talk about the description of Yahshua is symbolic. But John actually looking at him, which is not symbolic. I see him. But I bow down and I'm looking at his feet. Y'all love making videos and everybody got the right to make a video. But oh my God, can your videos have some truth in it? All these Christians, all these people with these channels, 400,000-500,000 subscribers, and they don't talk about squat. Oh, Jesus is the way. I love Jesus so much. Oh my God, Jesus is he just changed my life. It did so much in my life. What color was he? It doesn't matter what color he was. I just know I love him. What did he look like? You got some people saying I dreamed and had a vision of Jesus, and I say, what he looked like? He was sitting on the throne, but I couldn't see his face. Some people went so far to say he was a white man. Some people went so far to say, I just don't, I heard his voice, but I ain't see him. Like, boy, I'm telling you, social media is where you can grab a microphone, and if you want views bad enough, all you got to do is say the most outlandish things on these platforms, and your channel is going to grow. Because see, Satan, he don't want the truth tellers to speak that truth. So he gonna fight against them. But those with the channels that tell lies, Satan don't fight against you. He love you telling lies. He wants you to continue to thrive. He wants you to grow. He gonna make sure you get in the algorithm because he's the prince of the air. This is his world right now. So he's going to let you thrive because you are doing him a great service, which is lying. Let me see how further he go with this, and then we got to get up out of here because he giving me a headache. As well as the white man. He the first one gave me the headache, and this brother giving me one too.
It is an indisputable fact that Jesus was a Jew who lived in the Middle East. Jesus' ancestors included Abraham and David, men who also lived in the Middle East. So what did the Jews of the Middle East look like 2,000 years ago? Experts in anthropology would say that the Jews of Jesus' time likely resemble what Iraqi Jews look like today. This means that Jesus' skin was probably not white like most Europeans, and probably not black like most Africans below the equator. His skin color was probably some shade of brown.
Boy, you are delusional and you making my stomach sick, brother. It took you 2 years and you still don't have the truth. That is diabolical, brother. It took you 2 years and you still don't have the truth. Now, this is not to make mockery of my brother, but he is delusional. He have no understanding of what he's saying. I always tell people, please go get understanding first, then we can talk, brother. You want to argue me down, but you don't have the understanding to argue me down. How you going to tell me I'm wrong about something you don't understand yourself? That's crazy when people say you wrong, and then I tell them, break it down to me. Well, I can't. Well, how I'm wrong then? How you know what wrong is if you can't even break down wrong? Whew. This brother is delusional. So look, let me get out of here real quick. I got to get him off the screen real quick. So look at this, family. Look how delusional our brother is. He delusional. I'm being real. He delusional. So I want to show y'all this. He said, not me. He said that Yahshua looked like the people in the Middle East, probably like an Iraqi Jew, right? That's what he said. This brother is just, I don't understand, man. Look at this, family. What is he talking about? Is this what he's saying the man look like? What is this right here? Yahshua didn't look like none of this. Look at these people. No woolly hair nowhere, family. No, this man looked like he come from Iran. This is Tiger Woods. This is like a Jewish man, and then you got white Jesus in the back. So let's do it. White Jesus in the back. This man look Jewish. This Tiger Woods and this man look like a Palestinian. So you see what they doing? They taking us through different transitions of the white Jesus first, and because nobody believe it no more, now they trying to darken up the skin. But these men are not brown skinned. Like Tiger Woods, he got a little melanin to him. The other men ain't nothing but Caucasian men too with a little tan. The many faces of Jesus, their Jesus. He didn't look like this. And then they lie and tell us he was olive color, right? So look, these are the different olives. I never seen nobody green. I never seen nobody this color green, because this is a dark green. This is a more of a lighter green. This is a more of a brown olive. This is a more of a, kind of like a ruby, reddish kind of olive. And then you got your black olives. So when they say Christ was an olive color, he wasn't green. Then they'll tell you, but he wasn't black. But they'll tell you he was this color brown. Or this color red. But he wasn't black. These people are foolish, man. They foolish, family. This is why when I get done like doing my lessons and stuff, I can't be on social media like that. It's so much stupidity on social media. I'm not trying to, like have my head hurt, crunch my head. It's just too much foolishness on social media, man. I got to stay away from it unless I'm researching or doing something for edification. I don't want to leave these people videos. It's too much foolishness, Israel. Christianity is the biggest deception. The religion that has brainwashed our people. He say broad is the way that leads to destruction. So how can Christianity be the way that leads to life? If broad is the way that leads to destruction, and he say many should come in my name saying I am Christ and should deceive many, how can Christianity be the religion that's going to lead you to Christ when he just told you broad is the way that leads to destruction? The only way we can find life and obtain life is if we come back to Yah as what he created us to be, which is an Israelite. We bear his name. So we must come back to our Father in spirit and truth. And we must have faith in our King, which is Yahshua. But I must come back as my origin of nationality and culture and heritage. That's my origin. I'm an Israelite. I'm not a Christian. But I don't get mad for people saying they are Christ-like or Christian, but at least if you're going to say it, have some truth behind it. Because if you telling me you're a Christian just based on a religion without a nationality, you brainwash. What is your place of origin? Where did your ancestors come from before they came to America? And how did we get into Africa? Where did we come from when we fled? Like, these are questions people have to ask themselves. Our history don't start with slavery. You got to go back. Way back. So when you're looking at this picture, they would tell you that Christ was olive color. These are the different colors of olives. But they most certainly ain't going to tell you he was that black one, though. They ain't going to tell you he was blue-black. They ain't going to do that. Let me show you something else while I got this window open. Look at these images. This is the Black Madonna and her son. Look at that image. These people know the truth. They know the truth, family. Here go another one. This is from Moscow in 1816 in Russia. The Blessed Virgin holding her son at the bottom. Look at the color of the people. This is in Russia. Moscow, 1816. Black people. Black people, family. Let me show you one more. This is the book that I got called Russian Icons. The man right here, this is Pastor Paul. And the people to the right, that's Yahshua that they painted sitting at the top. And these the 12 disciples. Look at the color of the disciples. They all black, family. And even Christ is black. The world know the truth. That's why I don't have to argue with a Caucasian man. All I do is whoop out the books and make them be quiet. I don't have to argue with you. I just bring out the facts. All y'all have to do is bring out the facts. We don't have to argue with anybody. Some of these paintings and pictures are in 1816, fam. You can even go further than that. Where did all this Russian icon stuff come from? Because our ancestors ruled Europe. And Vladimir Putin know the truth. There's a movie. It's called Undisputed. Y'all need to check it out. With Michael Jai White. And there's an image in the prison of the guy that he was fighting called Buka. And on the wall, Buka had none but images of black people. And he was talking about the sweet science of all these, whether it was Muhammad Ali, it was other people, it was all black people. And he turned this man around. He said, you look at these men. He said, you think they did this by doing that? And he broke his neck. Wow, wow, wow. Guess what Michael Jai White was in Russia? The movie was done in a Russian prison. And Buka was the guy that Michael Jai White was fighting. But on the wall, it was nothing but black images, even ancient images on that wall. And Buka was telling him all the great things that these black people did. They know the truth, family. They put it in the movies. This is Russian Icon, a book. Big old book, too. But I bought this book before they raised the price up. And that's another thing. What do they have to hide? Why are they raising up the prices of these books? Because they know that we waking up, family. Well, we've been woke up, but they know there are a lot of more of our people waking up. Now they want to charge this book like $200-300 now. But when I bought this Russian Icon book, I didn't pay them about what, $45-50 from Amazon. Now the book is $300-400. They got one book is called $3,000. Another book that I was trying to buy called the Papyrus of Egypt, because they got inside of this book that they actually recorded the 10 plagues that documented history bear witness to that it actually happened. Guess how much that book cost, y'all? $300. This is what they do, family. They raising up these prices on us because they know we are destroying the lies of white Christianity, the world's lies. And Christianity is the biggest deception to my people, because when they put up that white Jesus, it changed everything. I seen a brother doing an experiment, and he had a picture of white Jesus and a picture of black Jesus. And he was walking down the street and he was going to black people. And he asked them, which one is Jesus? And they all pointed to the white man. But it was this one sister. She made the brother who was doing the experiment, she made him laugh so hard. And she made me laugh too, because it was funny. When he got to her, she said, how you doing, baby? He said, I'm doing good. I want to ask you a question if it's okay. She said, sure. He said, which one of these is Jesus? So she looking. She said, well, this my Jesus right here. This the one I've been knowing all my life. She said, I don't know who this is. She said, that's Luther Vandross. Woo. Boy, I laughed so hard. Even he had to laugh. That brother laughed so hard that was doing that experiment. That woman said, this is my Jesus. She pointed to the white man. And she said, I don't know who that is. I think he Luther Vandross. So even though it was funny, it goes to show you that the matrix run deep, family. They really brainwash our people. And sorcery and witchcraft They have done these things upon my people. That's why I pray and ask Yah to have mercy upon Israel, because we have been totally brainwashed. But now that Yah is bringing us out of that brainwashing, a lot of our people, we understand truth now. We know how to recognize lies, how to destroy lies, and how to research and find truth to feed the sheep. But I'm telling you, family, everybody pointed to the white Jesus. Every black person he went to, they pointed to the white Jesus. And you know what? You can't blame them, though, because we all been brainwashed. So it's not like you can blame them and point the finger at them and go, oh, they just, no, bro. We all been brainwashed. Even when I looked at white Jesus in my house, my mama's house, I'm just looking at him like, how we got a white man on the wall and we black in the house? I couldn't understand it. We are all black in here, but we got this man hanging up in a black home full of black people, this Caucasian man with blue eyes and blonde hair. And you want me to believe this man died for my people's sin? White Jesus cannot die for your sins, and his people that look like him don't have a moral compass. He can't be the savior and the devil at the same time. Because why he haven't stopped his white people that look like him from mistreating you? And who put you in this condition? Because they say God put you in this condition, but then they say God is white. So if God put you in this condition and God is white, I most certainly don't want to serve a white God. He don't love black people. Now y'all understand why it's hard for a lot of black people to accept God or to accept the Bible, because all they have ever saw all their life is a white image with prosperity and blessings coming to white people. I'm talking about this is what they think. But then when you look at black people, well, God don't love us, so why would I want to read the Bible? Because look at our condition. But they don't understand that Yah do love them. Yah sure do love them. But the brainwashing make our people believe that, no, we are not worthy for God. Look at how we are done. How can God love us? How can there be a God in heaven looking down, watching black people going through what they're going through? How can there be a God and he's allowing these people to prosper, but we don't even know what they look like or feel like? This is what our people think, family. Not understanding that God do love you. He just had to correct our ways. What's wrong with that? You have to correct your people. You can't just let them continue to do what they want to do with no correction. We'll never change. We'll never get better. Have to be some correction. So these are some of the images that I wanted to show y'all to prove that they been knew that Christ was a black man. Even in the Vatican City, you got the popes bowing down their knee to Black Madonna. I mean, actually bowing their knee to Black Madonna. But they want us to believe that nobody know what Christ looked like, right? But hundreds of years, they already knew Christ was a black man. All right, let me get out of here. Okay, here we go. So let me see. Okay, we dealt with him. He didn't know what he was talking about. Now I want y'all to listen to him. And then I got one more video, and then I'm going to get up out of here. So we got to get you off the screen. You didn't know what you was talking about. So, okay, let me do 2 more videos, and then y'all brother KJ is gone. One thing I want to say that white people love when black people diminish other black people. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look at all the videos that black people do against other black people. And I want you to look at how happy it makes other races of people. I tell y'all no lie, man. It makes them feel good, family. I'm not lying. It makes them feel real good. It's the truth. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Okay, here we go. Let me show y'all this video. Listen to this white man. The reason why I got to show these white men, because they delusional, family. I'm just keeping it real. They are delusional. Check this out.
How do I say this? The entire Bible is about black people.
All right, let's see it.
He not him right here on the screen. I'm not calling him delusional. It's the Caucasoid that's trying to debunk him. Now him, the guy right here, he believed Jesus was black. He believed the prophets, the disciples, everybody in the Bible was black. But watch what the white man about to say. I told y'all, white people think they so much smarter than everybody else, and they the dumbest ones in the room. They have no understanding, man. The only reason why they go to church is because a white Jesus is hanging on the wall, people. You remove the white image, you won't see white people going to church. They have no culture. They have no history. That's why they put up a white Jesus, to make them feel good about themselves, because nothing else made them feel good about themselves. So they had to put up a white Jesus, false version of Christianity, lie to the world. That's what they did. Check it out.
Not only was Jesus black, but every character in the Bible seems to be black too. Yeah, Zephaniah and Jeremiah and Jebediah, those all aren't white people names, okay?
Loads of problems here. To begin, black and white are not the only two options, but additionally, those racial categories would not exist within 1,000 years of the composition of the Bible. And those names are only stereotypically associated with black folks in parts of North America today because of our recent history. That does not mean that anyone who had this name 2,000 to 3,000 years ago was a black person. Those categories didn't mean anything back then. These are Southwest Asian names. These are names taken from Northwest Semitic naming conventions that include Yahwistic theophoric elements. Nothing about these names indicates everyone in the Bible was black.
And Jesus wasn't some...
A white man is going to talk about the scriptures, and guess what, y'all? There was no reason to deal with color in ancient times. Guess why, everybody? Because everybody was the same color. So you had to go by your father's house, what land you come from, what tribe you belong to. There was no worrying about who was black, because everybody was black. So I don't know what this guy talking about, but this is white people for you. They think they the smartest ones in the room.
Tan, partially melanated Middle Eastern person either. I'm talking straight up black dude, okay? Even in the book of Revelation, when you get the vision of Daniel, he's describing someone with feet like burnt brass and white woolly hair, and we've got the deep running water voice with the red eyes, and you guys, he's black.
So this entirely misrepresents the text of Revelation 1, which is not describing Jesus as a black man, but is describing Jesus in terms that would evoke the notion of a radiant, brilliant, lustrous divine being.
Did we ask you for your private interpretation, Caucasoid? Did we ask you to interject your private interpretation of what you think the scripture is talking about when the young brother who just was talking got it right? Woolly hair, so you kind of ran over that. Feet like burnt brass, you ran over that. And now you're going to tell us, oh, it's talking about the radiant look. It doesn't matter if it's talking about a radiant look or not. The man still has a complexion who was made like his brethren. And what do his brethren look like? Y'all think y'all so smart, man. That's why I can honestly tell y'all, if any Caucasian want to talk to KJ about the Bible, they always get the stepping and running, family. I plays no games with them. See, I'm leaning on my own brothers and sisters because they just don't know. So I'm very compassionate and very patient when it comes to my own brothers and sisters. But when it comes to them trying to talk to me, I can already feel the arrogance. They finna teach KJ. They finna show KJ that they are the ones who should be talking and KJ need to be quiet. I always get them to get the stepping. I tell you no lie. I was working at one of my jobs, white boy, he told me he was an agnostic, but he was talking too much on scripture. And I already knew I was an Israelite at this time. He stopped talking to me because I didn't like the way he was talking about scripture. And then I'm an Israelite and you talking about my book. I said, what is an agnostic? He tried to tell me what it was. I said, that sounds stupid. I say, so why are you talking about something you don't believe in? I say, you don't believe in the Bible, but you talking about the Bible. Have you ever read the Bible? Not really. I said, man, be quiet, homie. So you sound dumb, boy. You ain't never read the Bible, but you trying to debunk something you never read. That's just like me trying to debunk the Quran. I never read the Quran. That's why I don't have discussions about the Quran. You don't never hear me talking about the Quran. I never read it. Now, if I read the Quran, get an understanding of the Quran, I could come up here and talk about the Quran. I told that white boy, be quiet, boy. You sound dumb. You trying to debunk something you don't read? I don't play with them, family, because they highly disrespectful. They think they the smartest ones in the room. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not lying to y'all, they are the dumbest ones in the room because they chest is stuck out. They think they smarter than everybody else in the room, and they don't be knowing nothing, family. Only what white Jesus, Christianity version of what they teach and tell them, that they are superior to everybody else. Based on what, KJ? White Jesus. Now, when my people come up to me and ask questions, I'm very patient. Why? Because my people are the ones that have been brainwashed by your people and that white image. So you got to be patient with your brothers and sisters because they don't know. But this history and these lies have been passed down to these Caucasoids. So, of course, they know how to lie. They know how to manipulate because their words are smoother than butter. If somebody came up with the lie, don't you think they know how to lie? Because these people came up with the lie and they passed these lies down generation after generation to these children of theirs. So who is the best liar? Them. Them.
This was how deities were stereotypically represented anciently, as someone who was just so brilliant that they were difficult to look at. So it does not say that Jesus's hair had the texture of wool. It said,
oh my God. This is I despise this stupidity. Shut up, man. Shut up. Be quiet, bro. You sound stupid as I don't know what. His head and his hairs was white like wool. It's the texture of his head and the texture on his face. That's why I said his hairs and his head was white like wool. That is texture. Daniel's chapter 9 or Daniel's chapter 7 verse 9. They saw the Ancient of Days sitting on a throne whose hair was like pure wool. Texture. Goofy. The dumbest religion, y'all. It makes people dumb. They don't use critical thinking skills. He gonna interpret the scripture. He gonna tell us what it means. We don't need you for that. Texture is wool. When you look at my head, I got locks in my hair. Long locks. They are woolly. That's the texture of my locks, goofball.
Jesus' hair was white as wool and white as snow. It does not say Jesus' eyes were red. And I don't know how that is indicative.
Get out of my screen, bro. That's enough. Look at that. Look. It started messing up anyway. He's a goofy. He's a goofy. Don't listen to white people, Israelites. I know some of our people got this little white man in the back of their head to where you got to listen to them. They the only ones with the truth. Don't do it, though. Stop listening to these people, man. Why you won't listen to your brothers and sisters? We telling you the truth, but you don't want to listen to us, though. You despise what we saying to you, but then you go run to a white channel and give them praise. Talking about, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for teaching his truth. But your brothers and sisters are also teaching the truth, but you don't want to accept it from them. But you're going to go get it from a white man. As soon as you ask what color was Jesus, he going to tell you, don't nobody know. Or it doesn't matter. Or who cares about the color? Why he got a white man hanging on the back of his head? Make it make sense, man. The man is a flat out liar. He's upset that Jesus is described as that, and he know what that scripture is saying. He just can't accept it because he's white. It's called white supremacy, y'all. These people will never bow down to a black man, but they're going to bow down to a black man. Because every knee shall bow. And guess what they're going to bow down to? A black man. Let me get him off of my screen. He's a goofy. Now listen to my beloved brother. We all know the truth. Listen to my beloved brother. Malcolm Jamal Warner. You know, before he passed away, man. Pray the Most High have mercy on our brother's soul. Check this out, y'all. Listen to what he say.
It's often an acrobatic act. The art of being black is often an acrobatic act in defending black humanity in a world that worships a pale, long-haired Anglo-Saxon savior, even though the Bible clearly describes him as a bronze-skinned, woolly-haired Hebrew.
Did you hear your beloved brother? The Bible describes him as a woolly hair, bronze skin Hebrew. I don't believe my brother just died. I don't believe it. I don't believe he just, drowned. I don't believe that one bit. I believe my brother was taken out. I don't have the reasons, but I don't believe he just died. Every time these celebrities start to speak truth that shake the foundation of white fragility, next thing you know, they crying and somebody end up getting killed. How dare you tell black Negroes the truth? Because I keep telling y'all, our peace and happiness and unity is an offense to other nations of people. Meaning that you don't supposed to do that with each other. You're supposed to be stupid. You're supposed to be dumb. And you're supposed to be ignorant. That brings us happiness. Why are y'all coming together? We don't like that. Why are y'all loving each other? We don't like that. Why are you showing compassion to each other? You are making me uncomfortable when y'all have unity and show love and have compassion and show mercy to one another and stop all that fighting one another. You are making me nervous when y'all do that. I need y'all to continue to be ignorant and stupid and dumb, because when y'all come together and show unity and love, that makes me uncomfortable and it's an offense to me. That's why we should not love nobody but our own. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. We only can show love to our own. And guess why I'm saying that? I don't have time to be trying to give all my love to other people. Now, I'm going to spread the gospel to whoever want to accept the gospel, but that's my job to do. When it comes to loving my people, I love my people. Just like everybody else love their people. A man preaching the gospel, even though it may be many ethnicities of people in his church, when he leave that church, he go back home to his people. But we the only people that can't do that when it comes to our people. We got to love everybody. But nobody else don't got to love everybody. Only us. But I only love you Negroes. And I let everybody else fend for themselves the same way we fend for ourselves. It is not my job to bear the burdens of other nationalities. The Bible told me to bear the burdens of my brothers and sisters. I don't bear the burdens of other people. That's their own people problems to bear. You have your men, women, and children to bear your burdens. It's not my job to bear your burdens. It's my job to bear the burdens of my people, my brothers and sisters, that we can lean on each other. It's not my job to lean on you. What I want to lean on you for when I got brothers and sisters I can lean on. And please don't try to lean on me, because you don't need to know. You go lean on your own people. Don't lean on me.
And revisionist history continues right before our very eyes each time the importance of black lives is denied. What happens to unhealed souls left to linger in bodies that hold on to trauma? The immortal imprisoned by mortals who thrive on fear stoked by lies. And where do those souls go when the trauma is intergenerational? Uninformed race theory critics beget flag-waving parents professing patriotism who prefer their children pretend to be as blind to color as we purport Lady Liberty to be to justice. But she needs glasses so America can see how easy it is to be so indifferent to slavery when it's viewed solely as black history. But the holy truth is, slavery is white history too.
Big salute to my brother. He says something powerful, and I pray y'all caught it. And I'm about to tell y'all something before I go. I pray y'all caught what he said. He said that black history is white history also. That's why they do not want us to acknowledge our nationality. Why, KJ? There's a recompense tied to your deliverance. There's a judgment that is coming that is tied to your deliverance. The reason why white people don't like talking about slavery, because once it come up, they got to look themselves in the mirror and realize what's coming to them, which is judgment. They don't tell nobody to get over 9/11. They don't tell nobody to get over the Jewish Holocaust. They don't even tell nobody to get over what they did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki when they dropped the bomb on them people over there. Y'all think them people forgot that? But when it come to us, why y'all always talk about slavery? Why y'all always talk about what happened to y'all? Because there is a judgment and recompense connected to your history, Israel, as a people. And guess who's involved in it? Caucasian people. And guess what Caucasian people are afraid of? They are afraid that judgment is coming to their doorsteps and there's nothing they can do about it. See, white people don't like killing other people, but they're afraid to die themselves. White people do not mind killing other people and watching them die, but they are afraid to die themselves. That's why I guarantee you, inside of every white home in America, we are the main discussion at the dinner table. Y'all see them Hebrew Israelites? Y'all see what they saying? Is there any truth to it? Is Jesus really black? Yeah, this is their discussions. They are afraid, family. And if I was Caucasian and I was them, I would be afraid too. Because they won't stop messing with God's chosen people. If I was of another nationality, I would never bother you people. I would do everything in my power to be on the side of history in the right way, to help y'all, not to continue to forge y'all affliction, because all we are doing is heaping up more judgment and recompense to come to our doorsteps. The Bible say, I'm going to bring things on the Gentiles that they have never heard of. Don't you know how scary that sounds to me? He's going to bring things on them they have never heard of. What do we have in store that we have never heard of? And then he said he's going to give it to them double. He say, all that have devoured you shall be devoured. Every last one of them. That's why white people don't like your history coming up. They are afraid what's about to happen to them, family. They are petrified. This is not the time for us to be trying to sympathize with anybody, because there's a set time for everything under the sun. A time for love. We passed that time. We have tried with everybody. Nobody has ever tried to extend their hand to show us love. But this is a Christian nation, right? I thought Christians supposed to walk like Christ. So why white people haven't displayed Christ-like attributes? Why white people who call themselves Christians have not displayed the attributes of a Christ-like figure? They have no love. They have no moral compass. And all they do is kill. And they love to do it. And they can go home and sleep at night after they have done it. But this is a Christian nation with no attributes of Christ-like. They can't show you love because it's not in them, family. They can't show you compassion because it's not in them, family. They can't show you mercy because it's not in them, family. That's why when you bring up the things that happen to black people, they make excuses about it. They try to switch the subject. They cannot look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable for none of their actions. They always turning everything back on the person or the perpetrator who they have perpetrated evil upon. They never can hold themselves accountable. That's why they don't want you to keep bringing up your history. That's why they don't want you saying you Hebrew Israelites. They don't mind a Jewish man saying he's a Jew because there is nothing tied to him being that. What recompense is going to come to the world for the Jewish people claiming to be Jews? Nothing. What's going to come to the world for you claiming your nationality and identity? Judgment. So that's why they want you to be quiet. That's why they want you to be quiet. That's it for me, family. Like I said before, the color of Yahshua does matter. And the reason why it matters, because Yahshua said they opened up the book of the law and the heathens start to paint their images and replace our images. See, in the Russian icons time, in the time of Europe, when our ancestors was ruling during the Dark Ages, they all had images of the apostles, the disciples, and even what Christ looked like. So when I hear people saying, man, we shouldn't have no image of Christ. First of all, we are not worshiping the image. Go back and read Exodus 20 again. And when you do, read it slow. He said, you should not make anything in heaven or upon earth. What's the next verse? To bow down to it. So we are not using these images because we bowing down to them. We are using for edification purposes because our people have been brainwashed by white Jesus. So we need an image with the scriptures to show the truth of Yahshua, what he truly looked like with an image. Because images to black people speak 1,000 words. They always have to see a sign. We can't just tell them. They have to see it to believe it. That's why we use images of a black Christ. We don't bow down to it. The verse said, you should not make any gods or anything that is in heaven above, that is on the earth beneath. You should not bow down to it. So our ancestors always had images in books of what they looked like in ancient times. I mean, the times of the Dark Ages. Then in the Renaissance period, they whitewashed a lot of images. So how you gonna tell me not to use images and I'm not bowing down to any image? Because the verse say to bow down to it. I have never bowed down to anything other than the Most High who is in heaven. Even when I was brainwashed, I never bowed down to no white Jesus or no man. Even before knowing the truth, I'm still not bowing down to no man. But I will bow down to my Father, and it's good to know the truth of my Father. It's good to know the truth of Yahshua. And that's what people don't want to understand. His color do matter, family. Because that color of Yahshua is also tied to a descendant and race of people. Because our blood is running through Yahshua and his blood is running through us. Why, KJ? Because he said, I was made like my brethren. And if you are made like your brethren and your sister, that means you look like them. Their blood that is running through you is running through them. That's why it matters, family. Because if we do not identify who Yahshua truly is, how can we truly identify who we are? When he say, I am coming back to gather that which was lost. But the world say, it doesn't matter if y'all Israel. But Christ didn't say that. Christ say, I'm coming to give you praise and fame. I'm coming to deliver you out of the hand of him that is stronger than you. I'm going to gather you one by one, O children of Israel. I'm going to bring you to Zion. He said, I'm going to put my tabernacle in the midst of you, and all the nations shall know that I dwell in the midst of Israel. So who is Israel? Everybody act like they don't care. Everybody act like they don't care who is Israel. But Yahshua care. Yahshua gave us a description of what he looked like. He care because of what the heathens did, family. They paint their images over our images. So how it don't matter. How his color don't matter. How his texture of his hair don't matter. How the bronze skin don't matter. How it don't matter. I need to know. How it don't matter. Everything matter because they made it matter. If they would have never put up a white Jesus, we wouldn't have no images. But we are trying to debunk their lies with the truth. How do we do it? We need images. Because our people, they have to see it to believe it, family. They have to. So I love y'all, family. Like I said before, I will continue to use this channel to debunk the brainwashing of my beloved brothers and sisters who KJ love, because this is love what I'm doing. I am not trying to disrespect my brothers and sisters in any way who are in Christianity. What I am showing you, that you are participating in the same religion and you have the same God as Caucasian people. What do I mean? Your Jesus is white. His Jesus is white. His religion, the one he created today, this version, is white supremacy. And when you say it don't matter what Jesus looked like, I don't care about that. I just care about the gospel. You don't even understand that the same religion he participated in, you participate in. And your God is the same. His God was used as a tactic to brainwash and to diminish people and kill people and make them feel bad about themselves. You're going to tell me, well, I don't care what he looked like. This is my Jesus right here, and it's a white man. The same image they used to brainwash you, beat you, humiliate you, kill you for not bowing down to that white image. You're going to turn around and tell me that's your God? We got to wake up, man. We have to wake up. And that's all I'm trying to do is plant some seeds that somebody going to get it. Somebody going to say, you know what? Let me go do some research. Let me go check out this CJ Boy jail figure. Is this man real? What Christ look like? Are we really the Hebrews? Somebody going to do some research. And that's all I'm trying to do, family, is spark the brain that somebody going to say, I need to look into this. Is what this brother saying true? Because it sounds a little harsh how he coming out, but is the truth what he's saying? Please, Israel, Christian brothers and sisters, do your own research. Fact check what we saying. Because all of us in this chat box, y'all done already brought us into his truth. Now we reaching our hand out to you to bring you into the same thing that y'all brought us into. Because now we reaching out to our brothers and sisters to bring them into the knowledge. Now, if you don't want it and you want to remain a Christian, do so. But for those who want truth, Yah is trying to give you the truth. Yahshua is trying to give you the truth. You can either accept it or leave it alone. I prefer you to accept it because you're going to be set free. But if you continue to stay in Christianity, you're going to continue to be brainwashed because your preacher is never going to tell you the truth for benefit you of anything that's salvation and the crown that's going to go up on your head. He don't care nothing about your salvation. He don't care nothing about what Yah has prepared for you. Being the son and daughter of Israel, they can care less. They can care less. So you have to wake up. You have to come back as an Israelite. I love y'all, family. Your brother KJ, like I said before, I would just be using this channel, and I'm going to also get to debunking lies. There are so many videos of people just lying on the scriptures, manipulating the scriptures. You got that one brother, that Christian smart guy. This man is so foolish and so delusional. This man is talking about we don't got to keep the Sabbath day. Christ never kept the Sabbath day. We don't have to keep the commandments. This boy is just delusional. He got to be by far one of the worst Christians that I can say that's on YouTube who don't have no understanding. I'm serious. This man don't got no understanding, man. He really don't, family. I'm saying that I'm not trying to be funny. That boy don't got no understanding. They kept the Sabbath day in the New Testament. Paul kept it. The disciples kept it. Yahshua kept it. Even after Yahshua, they still kept the Sabbath day. I don't know what he talking about. Christ said, I am Lord of the Sabbath. He never got rid of the Sabbath, family. He even rose on the Sabbath. Yahshua rose on the Sabbath, y'all. That's how important it is that he had to be raised on the Sabbath. He couldn't be raised on the first day of the week. Because the next day after the Sabbath, what happened? He had to go before the Father because he was the wave offering, like the priest did in Leviticus 23. So he had to be raised on the Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but like I said, man, big salute to the family. Many blessings to you all. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all morning. Israel, we are the mighty nation of Israel. We are the apple of Yah's eye. Our king is coming to gather us from the four corners of the earth, meaning all our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, in the diaspora, all the Israelites, all the children of Jacob. Wherever tribe we come from, we'll find that out when Yahshua comes. But we are the sons and daughters of the children of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I say big salute, family.
The wind carries whispers through the dust, a promise etched in hearts that never rust. From the valleys low to mountains high, we wait beneath the endless sky. Oh Yahshua, hear the cry from the east and west. We sigh. Gather us from the four corners of this earth. Gather us, bring us home to our rebirth. Oh, Yahshua. Oh, Yahshua. The stars have seen us wander far and wide, but still the truth remains our guide. Through the desert storm and raging sea, we're calling, Lord, we're on our knees. Gather us from the four corners of this earth. Gather us, bring us home to our rebirth. Oh, Yahshua. Oh, Yahshua. Every shadow, every tear, every lost and broken year, you hold the map, you hold the key, lead us back to unity. Every shadow, every tear, every lost and broken year, you hold the map, you hold the key, lead us back to unity. Gather us from the four corners of this earth. Gather us, bring us home to our rebirth. Oh, Yahshua. Oh, Yahshua.
Y'all brother KJ forgot to show y'all the one video of this preacher, and he got a big old church. And I'm glad I looked at it. Y'all have to hear what this man said. See, these people think when they getting all these shouts in the church and everybody jumping up and down, they don't understand they are heaping coals of fire up on their head, because lies to the Most High, is an abomination. The Most High word is not to be lied upon. He did not create this word because his son is the word. He did not create this for you to be taking his book and telling lies. So I want y'all to listen to this dude real quick.
Jesus is not white. But hear me, just as true
as it is that Jesus is not white. Uh-oh, y'all ready for me? I need you to understand, Jesus is not black. Oh, y'all don't like this. Y'all don't like this. Y'all don't like this. Come on, for all my Afrocentric, Rastafarian, that picture that your grandma got on the wall with Jesus with the dreadlocks, that's just as inaccurate as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed y'all real quiet. See, this is our problem. We feel like we have the right to claim rights to Jesus and make him who we are. You have no more right to claim him as African American as white people have the right to claim him as white. He's from the Middle East. You know that guy in the gas station you don't like? Jesus. Now, the reason I'm saying that Jesus is not white and Jesus is not black, because it is American culture that weaponizes race. And America uses race to divide each other instead of it becoming a platform for us to learn about one another. We are not the same. You should be more Christian than white. You should be more Christian than black, because you can't affect a community when you're still bound by the things that bind that community.
There y'all go. He said a guy in the gas station, he said that's Jesus, y'all. Let me say that again. The guy that's in the gas station, which is the Arab or the Palestinian looking guy, he said that's Jesus. But diminished the fact, didn't read one scripture, y'all. Didn't bring out any artifacts, historical facts, no scriptures, but he gonna just diminish the fact that Jesus was not black and he wasn't white. That guy that's in the grocery store that you don't like, Jesus. You see how stupid this man is? See, I gotta call people what they are. To some people, oh man, that's harsh, KJ. No, it's not. Stupid is stupid. Because when you open your mouth, just like when I was young, my mama say, be quiet. You sound stupid. That's because I'm saying something stupid. This man don't have no understanding, family, and he's a preacher. This man said that Jesus is the man in the gas station, y'all. There is no historical documentation that tell us that Jesus looked like a Palestinian. So they keep running to the Middle East. There's no such thing as a Middle East. Where's the Middle West? The Middle North? The Middle South? I never, where's that at, y'all? Where's the Middle South and West and North? But he supposed to be smart, right? Just foolish, man. That's what I'm saying. Just stupid. Just dumb. Dumb. But guess what, though? When the skies crack and Yahshua come back, we're going to see. We're going to see, goofball. He go to about Middle East, and it's really Northeast Africa. Y'all see what I'm saying? Everybody know there's no such thing as a Middle East, but they don't want to say Northeast Africa because Northeast Africa is also close to what? Ham's land. So if it's close to Ham's land, now it makes sense why Yahshua and his mama and them and his stepfather Joseph fled where? Into Egypt. It wasn't that far from where they was to flee into Egypt, because it's right there by our land. But he's not going to tell you that. He's going to say Middle East, which we know that so-called Middle East is Northeast Africa, fam. So that's it for me, man. I'm glad I played that video. I almost forgot to play it. So now y'all can get to hear all this stupidity, all the foolishness of these preachers. And this is why the Bible say they of the circumcision, they mouth must be stopped. Who you think he talking about? He talking about the Negro preacher. They are the ones deceiving his flock. See, he already know what the world gonna do. But the Bible say, is it not for you to know judgment, O Israel? Yes, it's for us to know the truth. And it's for us to tell the truth. But these preachers that have been set up by man, this is what we dealing with, y'all, when it comes to Christianity. Everybody want to diminish that Yahshua don't look like us because it's messing with them. Because the truth hurt, family. Because if Christ is a black man, that means we are here people of that black man. So what they're going to do is say, nope, nope, he not black, and y'all not the people of Christ because you don't come from the Jewish people. See how stupid they are? So they're trying to flip the thing around saying, hold up, if black people are saying Christ is black and he come from them, no, man, that means we're in trouble. So that means we got to say, no, Christ don't come from them. Christ come from the Middle East, which is the Jewish people. Because we ain't going to get in trouble because we ain't do nothing to the Jewish people. That was Hitler and them. But if he is black like these Negroes, we're in trouble. See, that's what they don't want, family. They don't want the Christ to look like you because recompense is coming because what they did to his children and his brothers and sisters, the nation that he come from. I love y'all, family. And your brother K. Judah want to say, Shalom to the mighty nation of Israel. And big salute to the beloved Israelites worldwide. Shalom.